Sports Scene with Greg Bicouvaris is now on the Audacy app and Audacy.com.
Now, it's time for Sports Scene with Greg Bicouvaris. Here's your host, Greg Bicouvaris.
It's a pleasure to talk to our featured guest for the month of March on Sports Scene with Greg Bicouvaris right here on Audacy, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Unbelievable all the technology we got today. Jason Owney, the marketing manager for Massanutten. Jason, welcome.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
Tell us about your background and leading up to Massanutten.
So I've been in marketing for a little over 20 years, went to school for that, and kind of was in marketing for about 7 years or so with an educational travel company. COVID happened, and then that industry kind of collapsed. So that caused me to be furloughed and then eventually laid off. So I was looking for a different position and found the perfect setup here at Massanutten, and I've been here for about a year. What
a beautiful area, too. I've had a chance to go snow tubing and using the water park in the past, and really there's something for everyone, Jason. I mean, such great amenities and fresh air.
One thing that I really like the most about Massanutten is just the fact that, you know, there's a little bit of something for everyone. I have a family, so we like to enjoy the resort when we can, and you know, it's just nice to be able to see people having a good time. We got about 6,000 acres of mountain fun at its very best.
Yep, and you guys are well connected on social media, have a wonderful website, and of course, talk about some of your social media.
Yeah, so we are on Facebook and Instagram. We're looking to do a little bit more video the upcoming years, so we'll try to get on TikTok a little more, as that's an up-and-coming platform that definitely is great for advertising and getting good content out there. And, you know, as anyone knows, good video is always fun to watch while you're scrolling through on social media.
And it's instant, too. People can see it. And, of course, it's still snow tubing season, but you can tell the weather's starting to break in March.
Yeah, well, we typically see that just in Virginia. There's a lot of changes in temperatures, and although we can make snow on the mountain, regardless of whether it snows or not, we can only make it when it's about under 40 degrees. So we tend to, around this time of year, kind of fluctuate depending on what the weather's doing on when our ski season closes.
Talk about all the different sports in general there, because there are a lot of sports there, indoors and outdoors.
Yeah, there's one of our biggest amenities here is the indoor-outdoor water park. It's an award-winning water park. We've definitely kind of made a lot of ground since it started around 20 years ago, and we're actually looking to make improvements to our water park. We actually are expanding it, the indoor portion, and we will incorporate like a family tube ride, a couple other slides, and then we'll also be building on a hotel onto the water park.
Is the water park outdoors or just indoors?
It's an indoor-outdoor water park, so we just one of the cool features that we did with the outdoor portion, you know, during the winter, we have to close that portion down, and they usually drain all the pools and water out of it so it doesn't freeze. But one of the things that we decided to do was heat that water and then also make an attraction for the winter and do some lights. So we just featured our Light Up the Park this past winter. It was a great success. We had a lot of great fun, active things for people to see and do while they walked around the outdoor portion. So we were able to utilize that space and look to add on that in future years.
And, of course, the outdoors will be relevant here in a couple months, I take it.
Yeah, the outdoor usually kicks off Memorial Day. We are actually doing some maintenance to the indoor portion, so we will be closed for the spring from Monday to Friday, but on Saturday and Sunday we'll be open for the indoor portion.
And that'll be good for the rest of the year. Pretty much weekends are always good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We always try to, that's a big time for the operation, so we want to make sure that we're always available to be open on the weekends. Talking
to Jason Owney. Jason, talk about lodging and some of the places people can eat there.
So we have quite a few different condos. We have some on the mountain. You can get condos in the valley around the golf course. We also have a hotel that are featured. We will be adding a hotel to the water park, like I mentioned earlier, but those are a couple of different ways you can lodge at the resort. But then we also have 4 farm-to-table dining experiences. We have barbecue pizza restaurant. We also have a campfire grill, which features a lot of home-style cooking. And then we have a restaurant that's at the ski lodge at elevations, and base camps also on the on the featured at elevations that's on the deck. But then we have a new restaurant that we just started at Splashes, which is at the water park, and that's a little bit of a surf and turf is kind of more of the style for that restaurant.
A lot of good choices, a lot of good places to eat, drink, because people use a lot of energy, snow tubing, skiing, and using the water park, and just walking around there, around the neighborhood there. It's really a lot of fun.
People just enjoy just walking. We actually are going to be expanding. We have about, I think, 200 acres that we're going to be developing to an active adult community coming in the next 5-10 years. And we'll also be having a little bit of a town square and incorporating a lot of walking, multi-purpose trails for more ways for people to get out and just walk the resort. But we have a lot of great hiking trails that are incorporated onto the mountains throughout the valley on the golf courses that a lot of people enjoy. Just local community, people just coming onto the resort just to enjoy the outdoors.
Jason, you talk about different times of the year. You know, you got James Madison University, so you guys utilize that as well.
Yeah, we have a great partnership with the university. We've had that for quite a bit, and we really enjoy just working with the university to host guests, host families from the students, a lot of, football and basketball families coming in from away teams also to, watch the games, and we're definitely a destination there. And we just really enjoy hosting people that are coming to town to visit JMU.
This is Sports Scene with Greg Bicouvaris. Don't forget to go to the Massanutten Facebook page. For more, log on to gjbtv.com, talking to Jason Owney, who is the marketing manager for Massanutten. And you talk about the different times of the year, the different amenities, too. Talk about one thing people are always going to ask about is parking. That's a pretty big facility. I assume there's a lot of parking there.
Oh, yeah. We actually have a lot of great space for people to park, so there's not a long distance to walk, whether you're going to ski or the adventure park, or you're going to golf, even indoor, outdoor water park. When we expand that, we're going to be adding quite a few parking spaces there to add for the hotel, but also for the water park as well. And even in dining, we have, parking right up to the restaurants.
What about the hours and, of course, the timeline here? Because we mentioned we're pretty much in mid to late March as far as snow tubing and skiing. When do they shut it down?
So right now we're still trying to make snow any moment we can. So when the temperatures fall, we'll definitely be making snow. They make snow all hours of the day. So if the temperatures drop in the middle of the night, they'll be out there. The teams will be out there trying to comb the mountain to get snow up there. But we're really trying to just keep our eye on the weather and see what the weather's going to do and try to play it by ear. So there's not a hard stop date. Looks like it might be the middle of the month, though.
Yeah, some families or individuals come there for a day, some come for a week, some come for a weekend, but really no matter what you do, there's really all types of options, like Jason said, from dining to sports activities to walking, really just enjoying the outdoors. It's beautiful up there, and of course everybody likes it, and they usually come back again and again. What do you recommend for a first-time person who's never been to Massanutten Ski Resort?
Well, like you said, we definitely have something for everyone. We try to incorporate whether it's mountain biking, skiing, or golf. We try to really incorporate that family atmosphere, but also provide the ability for people who are advanced or expert level in any of those activities to be able to come out and enjoy themselves. So we have really difficult trails, we have really difficult slopes, and the golf courses can be difficult, but we also have the ability for people who, haven't done this before, even, toddlers out there. I'll never forget the first time I was actually out on the ski slopes. I saw, a 3-year-old out there, and I was like, oh, is this your first time? And he was like, no, he's been skiing for a year. And I was like, wow, that's amazing that, we have 2-year-olds out there skiing with their families. But it's just great to see, both kids and grandparents, parents, aunts and uncles, friends just coming out to the resort to enjoy themselves. We have a lot of live entertainment on the resort. We got several events coming up throughout the year that we really enjoy hosting. We have first event coming up Rock the Ridge, which Valley Fest is the first one, and that's coming up in May 25th. And then we have the Rock the Ridge that will come Saturday, June 1st. And we always do a summer jam, which is July 3rd of every year, which a lot of people enjoy the fireworks there. And then we have a fall festival that's coming October 12th, which a lot of people enjoy, just riding up the mountain, seeing the fall foliage on the ski lifts, and enjoying live music. And we've hosted our first Heart and Soul Winter Fest in January, which was a lot of fun. And the whole purpose of that is just to get diversity onto the mountain, get people who have never done it before or pictured themselves being on a ski slope, inviting them, and to make them feel comfortable and let them know that, there is something truly for everyone.
What about like summer outdoor barbecues? I would think that's a great place right there by the water park or the mountains, to fill that void a little bit.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of people doing that. We have some of the grills on the back balconies of the condos. We also have them available throughout if people are at hotels or something where they can kind of a community barbecue. So we do have a lot of people come for family reunions, company outings, or just family small get-togethers with friends just to enjoy themselves. And, it's a great space for people to do that, in their free time.
Jason, thank you. All the best. Thanks for your time, your talent, your treasure for this month of March. Enlighten us about your wonderful park, and there's so much to do, like you said, and we wish you a happy spring.
Well, I greatly appreciate the opportunity, and wish you guys the best as well.
Yeah, let's make this a yearly habit. This is really,
for sure,
really wonderful. Jason, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Sakura Sushi Bar is now open in Virginia Beach. For a one-of-a-kind dining experience, Sakura in Red Mill is a favorite of locals and tourists. Tasty sushi prepared fresh for you, as well as delicious entrees from the kitchen. This is the go-to place for sushi lovers. Enjoy lunch and dinner daily with some refreshing cocktails and adult beverages. Sakura Sushi Bar is located at 2137 Upton Drive and is open daily. Call 757-522-7288 and enjoy your next meal at Sakura Sushi Bar at Red Mill Commons. Chick-fil-A in Edinburgh's Common in Chesapeake, your place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, open Monday through Saturday. Go by and see Patty and the wonderful staff. Get a great meal, excellent food like the Chick-fil-A sandwich, salads, soups, desserts, something for everyone, iced tea and sodas as well. Follow them on Facebook. Great meal. Bring your friends, bring your family. Everybody leaves with a smile at Chick-fil-A. Great promotions all the time. The wonderful staff will take care of you from the moment you walk in at Chick-fil-A at Edinburgh's Common in Chesapeake. CP Shuckers, 2 locations in Virginia Beach, Shore Drive, Pacific Avenue. Best food in the beach. Decades of excellence. Matt, Mark, Chef Leon, and the great staff will take care of you for lunch and dinner and late night. Something for everyone. All the sports on TV. Watch all the games right there at CP Shuckers. Eat or be eaten.
Mi Hogar is your restaurant for the finest Mexican cuisine in Hampton Roads. At Mi Hogar, everything is prepared fresh in a casual and comfortable atmosphere. Enjoy traditional favorites such as quesadillas, tacos, burritos, and fajitas, as well as refreshing beverages. Mi Hogar is located at 4201 Granby Street and is a tradition in Norfolk. Call 640-7705 and log on to MiHogarMexicanRestaurant.com. At Mi Hogar, there's something for everyone.
Thank you for listening to Sports Scene. Always great to connect at GREGBIC on YouTube. That's GREGBIC. Subscribe. For more, go to gjbtv.com, hrsmhof.com, and hamptonroadsonlinemall.com. Also connect with me on LinkedIn, Greg Bicouvaris, and also Facebook, Greg Bicouvaris as well. Sports Scene with Greg Bicouvaris is on the Audacy app and Audacy.com. Thank you.
So, what's Greg's problem?
I'm very mad!
God, I'm so mad right now!
I know you're mad. I know you're upset.
It's time for What Teased Greg Off.
And what teased me off, always one of our favorite segments on Sports Scene with Greg Bicouvaris. Kenny, restaurant people who have their backs to you, it's like, hello, I'm over here.
Yeah, it seems like the first part of the meal is always good, and then at the end, what happened to the person? What happened to our waitress?
They slack off in the middle of the job. There's nothing worse, Kenny, than enjoying your food, than accidentally biting your lower lip while you're eating.
Oh, and usually the better the food, the better the chance that I'm going to do that.
You're right. Going to night meetings, Kenny, they accomplish absolutely nothing. There's so many unnecessary meetings. You could just do a few email recaps and be done.
Everybody's yawning. Nobody's paying attention.
Exactly. How about this? Not only about restaurant people having their backs to you, but when all of them just disappear, the manager, the waiters, everybody just is in the witness protection program.
All I want to do is pay my check.
And leave and eat and be happy. Maybe get dessert if you were more attentive. How about you, Kenny?
Speaking of dessert, how about ice cream that's not ice cream? The company's trying to cut back, so they're saving on milk and cream. So now they call it frozen dairy dessert.
Ooh.
Because legally they can't call it ice cream anymore. Most of the ice cream in the ice cream aisle. People at concerts, I'm sure you've seen this, who take video of the stage and they have their camera light on. Like what are you, lighting up the entire stadium with your little light?
Especially when they tell you don't take pictures or video.
Yeah, way to be incognito. And finally, AI voices, artificial intelligence voices that robocall my phone. You hear them on hold. Some are better than others, but I don't need my dentist office calling me and sounding like Stephen Hawking, telling me I have an appointment.
Yeah, or the insurance company reminding you what prescription you get when you automatically, for the most part, go to the local pharmacy and get your stuff. Occasionally you'll go to a big box store, but I don't need a reminder from an automated voice saying, when are you going to get your prescriptions? You know, back to the concert, how about those laser beams that people put in your eyes too?
Oh, those can be dangerous.
Absolutely. That's what tees us off. Sakura Sushi Bar is now open in Virginia Beach. For a one-of-a-kind dining experience, Sakura in Red Mill is a favorite of locals and tourists. Tasty sushi prepared fresh for you, as well as delicious entrees from the kitchen. This is the go-to place for sushi lovers. Enjoy lunch and dinner daily with some refreshing cocktails and adult beverages. Sakura Sushi Bar is located at 2137 Upton Drive and is open daily. Call 757-522-7288 and enjoy your next meal at Sakura Sushi Bar at Red Mill Commons. Outback Steakhouse in Kempsville and Virginia Beach open daily for lunch and dinner. Mike and the staff will take good care of you. Burgers, steaks, salads, appetizers, desserts, and much more. Great atmosphere, nice bar, spacious dining room. 1255 Fordham Drive in Virginia Beach. Buffalo Wild Wings in Newport News. Great lunch and dinner, late night at Buffalo Wild Wings. Delicious food, wings, appetizers, beverages, all the games on TV. Open 7 days a week. Like Buffalo Wild Wings on Facebook. Friendly and hardworking staff. Jefferson Avenue in Newport News by Patrick Henry Mall. College basketball, NBA, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Newport News is your place. Matinee Gallery consults for museum acquisitions and investment art for private and public collections in Virginia and elsewhere. They are specialists in Southern art and photography, international contemporary, and Virginia colleges. For more, log on to lindamatineegallery.com. This segment is brought to you by Linda Matinee Art Gallery. Go by and see John Lee Matinee and the great staff right there, where art comes alive in Williamsburg. Always great exhibits, great shows, excellent website as well, lindamatineegallery.com. Give them a call at 757-675-6627. And of course, they are on Facebook, Linda Matinee Gallery. Fine art, exquisite art. Don't let art vanish in Williamsburg. Right there at Linda Matinee Art Gallery, the premier art gallery in Hampton Roads in Virginia, is the Linda Matinee Art Gallery. They are on social media. And welcome back to Sports Scene with our monthly featured guests from the Marksman in Newport News, the Marksman's Firearms Training Center and Indoor Shooting Range. The owner, George McLean. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, Greg.
Springtime at the Marksman, new opportunities. A lot of people get outdoors. Talk about the spring compared to the buttoned-up months of the fall and the winter.
Well, it's usually starts picking up a little bit just because of the weather. More people get out, and then of course tax season, so refunds come in, so you get a little bit more discretionary spending. So folks will come in and shop for accessories or firearms, ammunition. Good time of the year for us typically is when everything starts increasing a bit. Let
me ask you too, when people go into retail stores, some people are armed, and of course they have a right to be if they're trained and certified and everything else. But is it up to the discretion of each store whether they keep them in there or keep them out?
You're just going to evaluate everything, each situation on its own, and go from there.
A lot of times you see these police videos and you see the subjects trying to argue with the police officers about getting out of my car, showing me your hands. license, registration, that type thing, proof of insurance. And usually it goes south when the subject tries to argue with the police officer, and all he's trying to do is get them out of the car to make sure he or she is safe.
Well, I tell people all the time, that's, out on the road, that's not your courtroom. The best advice I can give anyone, at that point is to be obedient. Do what the officer has requested, and they typically will request up until the time you start showing refusal to do much of anything, and then you're going to get ordered and refuse it. Then things go downhill very quickly. So do what the officer asked, and then if it's something that's out of hand or illegal, the time to take care of that is when you get to the courtroom and let your attorney do his deal, the judge make the decision on that. You get out and take things into your own hand and want to refuse everything. It could get to a point where situation becomes irreparable at that point.
Very good. What's the Marksman got as far as ammunition right now, and how are things going as far as accessories in general?
Well, typically stocked up pretty good on pretty much everything. All the calibers that most we use from 22 up to 45. We have some others in there. Some for older firearms, older caliber. We don't stock as much of that, and if there's a particular caliber that you're looking for that most shops don't stock, can certainly be ordered and get it in for you. But the 22, 380, 9 millimeter, especially, and 40 and 45, we pretty much have that all the time now.
Marksman's on Facebook. The phone number is 757-872-4130. Always fully staffed and prepared for you. Sharing the great crew will take care of you from the moment you walk in. 520 Industrial Park Drive in Newport News. Phone number once again, 757-872-4130. Open select Sundays, Monday through Saturday. And, of course, that seems to be working out pretty well, George.
Well, so far, trying to get everything back on the schedule. So right now we're doing the first and the third Sundays of the month, from noon to 6. So if you're used to visiting us on a Sunday, you have a couple now that you can get in. Rest of the time, we're still doing the concealed classes on Sunday, and that may coincide with when we're generally open to the public, or maybe one of the off weekends or off Sundays where we do that. So, but typically the first and third Sunday, and obviously, of course, if you have any questions, you're always welcome to call and make sure that we're open that particular Sunday.
And the range is a big part of the process there, and that's also great too, George, for locals and tourists. There'll be a lot of tourists here for the summer, and they can Google anything and find it out.
Well, yeah, and then we typically get a lot of international tourists during the summertime because of that. And they come come from countries where firearms are just totally illegal, and so they want to be able to come in and shoot. Now, I would caution, if you don't have any experience, you're going to need to get with an instructor. We're not going to let somebody on the range that has no shooting experience, just for the safety of everybody else that's on the range and our facility in general. Either be with someone who has experience that can show you, or you get with call ahead of time and try to get with one of our instructors. So you get a little bit of indoctrination as to what's expected, how to hold a firearm, how to aim it, and how to discharge it.
This is Sports Scene with Greg Bicouvaris. For more, go to gjbtv.com. Google The Marksman. Our guest right here is George McLean from The Marksman. Obviously, George, this is a sports show and business type format here. And at sporting events, especially basketball indoors, a lot of people sitting down have their backs to other people, and that can always be risky, especially in a small environment when you might be rooting for a team and the other person's rooting for another team. People start drinking adult beverages. They get hostile. Football games are known for that, but it's almost you have to really be on your P's and Q's, not only in public, but especially in a closed, confined sporting event.
Well, yeah. I mean, you always need to be aware. You've heard me say many times, like you'll be in the Boy Scout, be prepared. Be aware of your surroundings and what's going on. Aside from adult beverages, I do want to caution folks, if you've got a concealed permit and you're carrying, a lot of these sports functions could be at schools, where you wouldn't normally see adult beverages there. The fact that you're maybe on school property, you need to be aware of firearms laws as it applies to the school property, and get make yourself aware of those where you don't want to be in violation of the law.
You're right, because remember back in the day, you could just go to a school, walk in, get a little sticker on your shirt at the office. Those days are long gone. They're checking everything now, and they should be after that disaster, what happened in Newport News last year.
Well, very true, and obviously not only Newport News. It's kind of gotten to be a little bit more than what we would like to see on the news, but it happens way, way, way too often.
George, what is your advice for other people listening to when somebody's trying to purchase some type of firearm and you can tell, you can sense something's not right mentally in their eyes, whatever? There are some signs and warning signs even before you do all the background checks. Well,
very true. And ATF leaves that up to us and really expects us to do that kind of policing. And if you've got any doubts at all about what's going on, my employees are no different. We tell them to go ahead and terminate the transaction, or get a manager involved to get a second opinion as to what's going on. So we have seen, I have seen personally, and our shop has seen over the years numerous cases of straw purchases where someone will come in with somebody else, and if it's obvious that they're making an attempt to buy a firearm for someone else, which is illegal, you can't do it. There's been times where people have come in under the influence of a certain number of things, pretty obvious, and we shut those down as well. Yeah, so you've got to use some common sense and look at how the individual's acting, how they're responding to questions, this type of thing. And if you got doubts, shut it down. I'm one of the ones. We've lost a few customers because they say, well, so and so they didn't ask me all this. They didn't have any problems with me doing it. Well, yeah, I can't enforce everybody else. I can't make them follow the law, but we certainly will. And so our shop is not the one you want to come in and play games.
I'll say this too, George, where you live at, you're near a big gun club facility, and those noises are really annoying sometimes. It's almost like jet noise. I know they got to do what they got to do, but that's one thing. But it's just like it's fireworks season here in a few months too, and you hear neighbors taking it upon themselves to do fireworks, but they don't realize that can start a fire. They're not authorized to do that after hours, so sometimes it's in your own backyard. You got to be careful as well.
Well, that's very true. People are going to do all kinds of crazy things, and before anyone jumps up and starts doing something crazy yourself, you need to evaluate the situation, find out exactly what the details are, what's happening, so you're not taking something else on. Military Mondays, George. Absolutely, and First Responder Fridays. So come in and check us out. Those days you get a little bit more of a discount, and hope to bring your friends in. We've got a pretty constant turnover of military in this area. So we've always got new folks that maybe want to come in and just get to know us and what's available in the area. The Marksman's at 520 Industrial Park Drive, Newport News. Phone number is 872-4130. Area code 757. Of course, Google the Marksman, and of course, they're on Facebook as well. George, all the best. Great job today, and have a happy March. Greg, you do the same, and we'll be talking to you next month. Very good, my friend. Enjoy the nice day. George McLean from the Marksman. Want to thank our guest today in the March edition of Sports Scene with Greg Bicouvaris. For more, log on to gjbtv.com, produced by Audacy, wherever you get your podcast as well, and of course on social media. For Ken Carson, I'm Greg Bicouvaris. Happy March, and we'll talk to you soon.